Sedona has some of the best scenery in the country, but what makes a trip here really special is the wide array of things you can do. One minute you're hiking a hidden arch in Fay Canyon, and the next you're sliding down a natural water slide at Slide Rock. Add in quirky stops like the world's only Blue Arch McDonald's, and you've got a destination that's as fun as it is beautiful. In this video, I'm showing you how to spend the perfect 2 days in one of the best places in the American Southwest. We're also testing out the Insta360 Go Ultra while we're there, and let's jump in. We started the day by leaving from Southern California and taking the 6.5-hour drive to Sedona. Along the way, we stopped to admire some cactus, and then we went to Rock Springs and got some pie.
That is the yummiest apple pie I've ever had in my whole life.
An hour and a half later, we were greeted by the red rocks of Sedona, and we checked into our Airbnb to get an early night's rest for our 2 full days of adventure. We spent our first morning in the city with a visit to Sedona. It's because you know there's no way I'm passing up a donut shop like this. This place is family owned and it's been serving tourists and locals for over a decade. They're especially known for their old-fashioned donuts and their apple fritters.
Look at this crazy cinnamon roll. It's called the Vortex that you can get here. How's your donut?
Good.
I got the apple fritter. Cheers.
It looks like a frosting pancake.
No one was disappointed with their donut here, not even Amy, who's usually not a donut fan.
That was a great start to our trip. I liked it so much that I'm taking home a shirt. And now we're going hiking because everything in moderation, right?
After getting our fill of donuts, we headed out for a 15-minute drive to our first hike of the trip. Honestly, Sedona is one of the best hiking destinations in the United States, and there are so many amazing trails you can do here. Be sure to stay to the end where I show you some more we did on previous trips. For our first hike, we drove right past the parking lot for the Devil's Bridge and we continued to Fay Canyon. Note that you have to pay for a Red Rock pass to do any of these hikes, and it's $5 for a day or $15 for a week. Be sure to get an early start in Sedona as the trails are busy and it gets hot in the middle of the day.
This is the perfect family-friendly hike. It's relatively flat, there's a little bit of shade, and there's beautiful views.
It's pretty hard to beat early mornings in Sedona. It's gonna be hot today, but it's perfect right now. It's about 75. Look at these views.
Pro tip, buy a cheap fan on Amazon. It makes everybody happy.
Who knew a fan would make this so much more exciting?
While the hike goes all the way through the canyon, we decided to head over and see the arch first.
If you want to see the arch about a half mile in, be looking for the trail off to the right. That'll take you up into the canyon to it. There's the arch right up there on the cliffside.
If you decide to take this spur up towards the arch, note that it can be steep and slippery. My 5-year-olds were able to do it, but it was definitely a little bit more sketchy on the way down.
Look at it steep to get up to the arch. We're almost there, huh?
Also, this adds about 3/4 of a mile to the trail round trip. After about 10 minutes of hiking on the spur trail, we made it to the base of the Fay Canyon arch. This is a natural sandstone arch that's about 40 feet wide, and it's pretty incredible to see.
We made it to the arch!
Wow, bud.
There's about 10 feet of separation from the arch and the wall to the right of it, so you do get a full arch when you're looking at it from below. And surprisingly, there were a lot of people on the trail, but there were not a lot of people who came up to see this.
I don't know what you think, but this is a pretty good spot for a snack.
We spent about 20 minutes here just having a snack and taking in the views before we started to make our way back down. On the way back down, we found some small caves to explore, which I was not able to fit through, and then we just took our time on the slippery rocks. On the way down, my daughter accidentally steadied herself by touching a cactus, which was not very fun at the time, but was funny to see this reaction.
Where did you get poked at? Right on your hand? Wow.
His hand.
Those naughty cactuses.
Stay away from me, cactuses.
When we got back down to the split in the trail, the kids decided to head back, but I wanted to walk all the way to the end of Fay Canyon. This hike is basically flat except for the end when you can do some scrambling if you want to. And from the trailhead without going to the arch, it's 1 mile each way, so 2 miles round trip. And while it's a nice trail, it's pretty uneventful until you get to the end and you reach this major rock.
Not really sure where the trail ends, but I'm just gonna go up there and then have that be my turnaround point.
Wow, look at that view. That is pretty impressive.
I would say it's definitely worth coming all the way to the end for this view.
Most of the people near me didn't want to hike up the slick sandstone to get the view, and I would definitely say you should do that. If you don't, you won't see the amazing canyon views this hike is known for.
All right, I'm heading back to meet up with the family. We're gonna get something to eat, and then hopefully we'll be able to find a spot to go to Slide Rock.
After meeting up with the family, we got in the car and we headed about 20 minutes into downtown Sedona to go to one of my favorite places for lunch called Wildflower. This is a cafe and bakery chain based in Arizona, but my favorite location is the one in Sedona. They honestly have one of the best views you've ever seen at a fast casual restaurant like this, looking out towards Snoopy Rock, and the food here is awesome. It often has a line and is a favorite with tourists and locals alike. I recommend the steak and blue cheese sandwich, is by far my favorite.
That place is amazing for lunch. Perfect for kids and perfect for mom and dad.
We were visiting in late September, but it was still pretty hot, with the weather topping out at 92 the first day we were there. We weren't complaining though, because this is the perfect time to visit Slide Rock, as it's not as busy as it is in the summer and it's still an amazing place to go when it's hot.
We're here in late September, and one of the coolest things about it is that you can actually pick apples right now. So there's some apples up in the tree, and it's $5 for a small bag.
It's a yummy apple.
We got lucky because the parking lot was only half full, so we're heading out to do some sliding, but they said the water is 52 degrees. It's freezing.
Slide Rock is one of the most popular places in Sedona, and it's located about 7 miles north of the city. It's about a 10-minute walk from the parking area out to the water, and the park takes its name from the natural sandstone water chute that people slide down all along the river. A few things to note is that it's incredibly busy in the summer, and it often fills up right when it opens at 8 a.m. with people not being able to enter after that. Also, be sure you have good water shoes with traction, as it's very slippery and people always fall as they're walking.
Not much sliding.
Too big. I'm like excited, but I also don't want to do it at the same time. I'm being brave for the kids. Woo!
This area is the first spot you get to, and it's a lot of fun, especially for younger kids, but be sure to continue on towards the main slide. Depending on the water level and how busy it is, you'll also find pools where people are cliff jumping or just relaxing. The main slide's about 80 feet long with multiple drops into smaller 1 to 2 foot pools. And we wore shorts and a t-shirt just in case it scraped us, but the rock was very smooth and we had no issues with that. The water stays cold year-round, even in the heat of the summer, and before it was a state park, it was actually a homestead and apple orchard that was run by Frank Pendley in the early 1900s.
That was epic.
I think the red rock walls along the creek make for some of the best scenery in the Oak Creek Canyon area, and it was turned into a state park in 1987.
Jack, how was that, bud? Oh, it was so awesome. Nice work, buddy.
We spent the better part of 3 hours there just walking up and down the creek and looking for different slides that we could do. There were even some good ones for the kids to do as well, but be sure to watch them as there's some deep sections.
This is the perfect way to spend a hot day in Sedona. It feels so nice.
We also saw a small snake while we were there, which was a huge highlight for my kids.
All right, one last time down the big slide. I'm gonna turn it that way this time. That last one got me good. I almost lost my hat and I'm drenched. So incredible.
Let me know what you think about Slide Rock in the comments and if you would do the 80-foot slide with your family.
Last order of business, we gotta get some ice cream before we head out.
There's a store right next to the parking area that sells snacks, drinks, and ice cream.
Cheers. 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 Did you have fun at Slide Rock?
I did. I feel like I had to be brave and go on the slide. I was doing it for them, but I actually had a lot of fun. Can't wait to go back.
Before we head on, you may be wondering how we've got some of those unique shots you've seen in this video so far, and that's thanks to our sponsor, Insta360, and their new Insta360 Go Ultra.
With its sleek square design and tiny 53-gram frame, the Insta360 Go Ultra is small enough to take anywhere. The built-in magnetic design makes it mount anywhere ready so you can capture hands-free, point-of-view shots without missing a beat. Plus, if you're hiking with kids, you might even capture some gems listening to what they say.
3, 2, 1, go. Well, it's not that bad.
Whether you're filming daily vlogs or travel stories, the Ultra gives you crisp 4K at 60 frames per second and low light excellence thanks to its powerful 1/1.28 inch sensor. Swap in an SD card whenever you need more space and keep rolling with up to 200 minutes of runtime. I especially liked the Ring that lets you record footage easily without touching the camera, and the Toddler Titan, which gave some hilarious point of view shots.
So if you want to pick up an Insta360 Go Ultra for yourself, scan the QR code right here or click the link in the description. All right, let's go explore more Sedona.
After Slide Rock, everyone was exhausted, so we went back and hung out at our Airbnb for a while, and then we headed back out to watch the sunset and grab some dinner.
For dinner, Elote Cafe is one of my favorite places in the city, but it's like impossible to get a reservation here. You gotta book at least a month in advance, and so I wasn't able to get one, but we got takeout.
We gave the kids the option of Elote Cafe or McDonald's, and they chose McDonald's, which was good for me as this is the only McDonald's in the entire world that has blue arches. It's become a mini tourist attraction in the city, and I saw a couple people stop to take a picture with the sign, so I figured it'd be fun to show you in this video. From there we drove about 10 minutes down to Crescent Moon Ranch to go to Red Rock Crossing, which is where we're going to watch the sunset and have our dinner.
We have our amazing spot with our McDonald's for the children and this view.
The highlight of this area is the amazing view you get out towards Cathedral Rock in the distance, and they have picnic benches that look right at it.
I got the short rib enchilada. It comes with beans and rice. And then of course we got the elote dip, and Amy got halibut. And the children got Happy Meals. And everybody's happy with those choices.
Whatever makes everybody happy tonight.
Is it as good as you remember it being?
It's better. It's so good. You have to eat that.
If you can go to Elote Cafe, it's definitely better to eat the food there, but if you can't, at least get an order of the elote dip to go. It's fantastic. After dinner, we set out on the short 5-minute walk down to the creek, which is where you can get some of the best views for photography. From the north side of the creek, you actually can't get a great view, and it's pretty difficult to find a way to walk around. So I honestly recommend, if you want the best photo spot, to just walk across the water to the little island.
Sometimes you just have to go for it and try to ford a river to get the shot you want.
Was it worth crossing the river? What do you think?
This is another one of those views that you can never do justice with the camera. The redness of the rock is just otherworldly. It is so amazing. Look at that reflection. Wow.
Just take your time exploring, looking around, and trying to find the best views. They're everywhere, and so it's more your personal preference. Or of course, you can just ignore the sunset completely and throw rocks in the water.
And with that, our first day in Sedona is done. We'll see you tomorrow.
We started our second day with a visit to Freeform Coffee Roasters, a small batch specialty coffee shop in Sedona. We actually went here multiple times during our trip, and this is a great place to get pastries in the morning and awesome coffee in the afternoon.
Got our coffee and pastries, and now we are heading out to go hiking.
The drive out to Bell Rock allowed us to go along the Red Rock Scenic Drive, which is honestly one of the most beautiful drives in the American Southwest. It's about 15 miles long, and it offers sweeping Red Rock views in every direction. And then as we arrived at the Bell Rock Trailhead around 8:30 on a weekday, it was completely full, but luckily we were able to find a spot in about 10 minutes. I let the kids test out the Insta360 again, and it was funny to see their filming.
Are we climbing Bell Rock together?
Yeah.
Okay. It's only 8:30 in the morning right now, and it is already hot. The parking lot was full. You gotta get early starts while you're in Sedona. This is a short choose your own adventure type path. You basically just get to the base of Bell Rock and then you can scramble as high as you want. Basically you have to follow these things all the way up.
Bell Rock is an awesome trail to hike in Sedona, as it's one of the most recognizable formations, and it's named because it looks like a giant church bell. The hike to the base is only about a quarter mile, but then from there you go straight up if you want to get closer to the top.
Whew, the kids made it look easy.
This is definitely a scramble. If you don't want to scramble, you're gonna want to stay down there.
We had originally planned to only go to the base, but the kids were so excited to keep climbing that we decided to see how high we could go. And believe me, as you get higher, the views get staggering.
Wow, look at the views up here, Jack. Oh my gosh, buddy, it's so cool. I agree.
I'm tired, but man, these guys, they just keep going. Let's keep going.
Let's see if we're gonna make it right there or not.
The rock right in front of us is the end point for most people who try to get to the top. If you want to go all the way up, you definitely need some rock climbing gear.
Man, these guys are beast moding this hill. They're like, we're making it look easy. They're definitely making it look easy.
The last part is definitely the most challenging, and when you get to the top, watch out as there's some drops for both kids and adults.
Sedona! Woo! Look at these views. Absolutely incredible. We are not at the top of Bell Rock, as you can see, but we don't need to get any further. You need to rock climb to get up there, and the views aren't going to be that much better than this.
Honestly, this is one of the best views I've ever seen with my kids, and I was proud that they were able to accomplish it.
It's cool, you can see the chapel right there as well. All right, I'm putting this away and we're heading back down very slowly.
It should go without saying, but be sure to take your time on the way down. It took us a good 30 minutes to get to the base, with lots of sliding on our butts to go down the slick sandstone.
You need to be careful to watch for cliffs.
Also, I should note that this is supposedly one of Sedona's strongest vortex sites, so if that's something that you're interested in, then that's another reason to visit Bell Rock.
We successfully made it down with a lot of sliding on our butts, but we made it. That was an eventful morning. We were all the way up there, and now we're heading to lunch.
We finished the hike about 20 minutes before our lunch spot was scheduled to open, so we decided to stop by the Chapel of the Holy Cross on the way. Parking can be difficult here, especially during busy times of the year, but luckily we were able to find a spot and walk up to the chapel. This chapel was built in 1956 and is one of Sedona's most iconic man-made landmarks. It was designed by Marguerite Brunswick Stody, who was a student of famed architect Frank Lloyd Wright. It really is beautiful to see, and be sure to go stand on the feet in the front where you can have Jesus looking directly at you.
So they told me that this right here is Madonna and Child rock formation, and that was the inspiration for building the church here in the 1950s, and it cost $300,000.
Saying goodbye to the chapel and the amazing views you get from it, we headed back into the city and went to another one of our favorite spots for lunch, the Hideaway House. This is another spot that gets really busy at dinner time, but you go for an early lunch and you can get a great view out on the patio to eat your meal with. Anytime we do a big hike like this, we always cheers with lemonade afterwards, and then we kept it simple, getting pizza for the kids and pizza for the adults.
Look at this.
It's got peaches on it.
Yes.
I didn't know that I needed peach and ricotta on a pizza. It's so good.
Like, way good.
Hey guys, I don't know about you, but I think this is the perfect way to eat a meal after a hike. What do you think? Is it really good? Yeah, what do you think?
It's great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
look at the views too.
Yeah, it's so good.
Pops isn't here for this video, so Amy and the twins get to volunteer. Oh wow, look at that pretty flower. All right, here we go. Look at me, everybody look at me, Sunny, look at me.
That is a fantastic place for lunch. Definitely get that peach pizza, and note that it's really busy at dinner, so you got to get reservations or get there early.
Next up, we are heading to Tlaquepaque.
Tlaquepaque.
Tlaquepaque is an arts and shopping village in Sedona that's designed to look like a traditional Mexican plaza. It was founded in the 1970s as a place for artists to live and work, and it still houses over 50 galleries, boutiques, and artisan shops. My kids love the Natural Wonder store as they are firmly in their rock phase, and then there's lots of great restaurants and sweet shops that you can try. While we were exploring, the kids saw a picture of a cactus cupcake and they said that they wanted to try one of those. And I thought it wouldn't be a big deal, so we headed over to the shop that sells them.
This is the most expensive cupcake I've ever bought in my life, but for the children, it's worth it. Was it worth $13? Yeah. All right, that's all that matters. So while this place is cool, it's not really my vibe. Everything except for the chai spot. I love the chai spot.
I was told that the chai spot is founded by a Pakistani-American couple that wanted to share their love of chai and their culture. This space is definitely designed to feel inviting with rugs, pillows, colorful decor, and lots of places to sit.
I got a dirty chai and Amy got a coconut rose chai.
Shout out to the chai spot, never lets me down. Everybody's exhausted, so we're going back to relax a little bit before coming out for dinner and sunset.
We see the signs for the pink Jeep tours basically everywhere. I honestly think it would be pretty fun, but I looked for my family. It was $600 for us to take the popular Broken Arrow tour. Maybe we'll try it out next time. Let me know in the comments if you think it's worth it, but we're not gonna do it on this trip.
After relaxing for a few hours, we headed back in the city, this time to get dinner at a place called the Outlaw Grill. This is a love spot for locals and tourists alike with great outdoor seating and great burgers. We got to talk to the owner while we were there, and you could tell his passion for the food that he's creating, and it's been here for about a decade.
We got one straight patty, we got a hot dog, we got barbecue brisket, and we got green chilies and avocado on a burger. Cheers.
Dad, look at this. Yeah, I don't pizza on it.
Oh man, that is a good burger. Look at all those chilies on top.
After eating, we had about 30 minutes to kill before we needed to leave to go to our sunset spot, so we decided to walk around and check out some of the shops.
Hey look, the fudge was made from the original recipe in Mackinac Island. Check out the Mackinac Island fudge video up here.
Of course, as we were walking around, we saw a sign for ice cream, and you know that we had to stop and try it. Black Cow Cafe has been a staple down here for a while, and it's famous for its pies and its ice cream. Supposedly the apple pie here is especially good, but we weren't in the mood for that on this trip.
This is wild. Look at this picture of Chapel of the Holy Cross, and there's nothing around it.
All right, we are heading out for our last stop of the trip, sunset at Airport Mesa, but don't leave after we do that because I have a lot of other things to tell you about in Sedona.
When you're thinking about sunset places in Sedona, by far the easiest one to access with the best view is Airport Mesa. This is a flat top mountain right next to Sedona's small airport, and it's one of the most popular spots in town for panoramic red rock views.
Made it up to Airport Mesa, hoping the sun breaks through a little bit to light up those mountains over there.
Note that it costs $3 to park up here, but it's well worth it for the views.
What did you ask to put on the video?
Whistling.
Okay, let's hear it. All right, everybody give a comment for Sunny's whistling. She's very proud of it. Oh no, it's starting to rain on us for our last sunset.
As soon as we made it over to the viewpoint, the rain started to come down, but I wasn't gonna let any rain stop me from taking in these views.
I have never seen people leave that fast. Literally, this was full of 100 or so people, and this is all that's left after 2 minutes of rain.
It was shaping up to be an amazing sunset if the rain stopped and the sun broke through the clouds. And from here you look directly out towards Capitol Butte, which is also known as Thunder Mountain. You can see Coffee Pot on the right hand side and the tiny Sugarloaf Mountain in front of it. And as we were sitting there looking out over the view, the rain stopped and everybody was just soaking it in. Suddenly Amy said, "There's a rainbow," and half the crowd turned to the right and started taking photos of the rainbow that had appeared right next to the rocks. It was such a magical moment and definitely one that I will never forget. And just as the sun started to break through again, the rain started and so did the lightning, and we decided it was time to pack up. Honestly though, I can't think of a better way to end our time in Sedona, and the kids were talking about the lightning they saw for days afterwards.
That's it from Sedona. Hopefully you enjoyed exploring with us for the last 2 days. Sunny is still showing you her whistle. Don't leave yet. I have a bunch more spots I'm going to show you right now, and we'll see you on the next one.
Alright, first up we have Cathedral Rock. This is one of the most iconic hikes in Sedona, and it's short, but it's very steep, and it rewards you with a jaw-dropping view from the top, especially at sunset. Then we have the Devil's Bridge, which is the largest natural sandstone arch in Sedona, and you can actually walk right across it if you want to wait the 15 minutes in line to get a photo. Then we have Montezuma's Castle, which is a cliff dwelling that was built over 700 years ago, and it's one of the best preserved in the southwest, and it's about 20 minutes south of Sedona. Following that, we have the Tlaquepaque Heritage Site, where you'll find ancient cliff dwellings and rock art that give you a glimpse into Sedona's earliest history, but you must book a tour in advance. And lastly, we have a restaurant called Della Piane, which I may be butchering the pronunciation, but it's a local favorite with Argentinian food and some amazing burgers, one of which has been voted a burger you have to try before you die. Alright, that's it for our time in Sedona, and we will see you on the next video.